Well, for the next song, we're not going to do a ranking, although you can praise the gentleman himself, because we're going to be talking to... excuse me, I've got Twiglet in the throat. We're going to be speaking to Lawrie of After-Math. Let me get rid of this poll up here. And hop in a voice channel so we can chat with our friend Lawrie. Hi Lawrie, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Right, I think we've got good sound as well. Thanks so much for agreeing to come and chat with me tonight. How are you doing?
No worries, yeah. It's cool to get your message earlier. Yeah, nice to be on the show.
Yeah, I mean, you asked how I came across your music, and it's just kind of one of the things that I do, which is when I have time on Fridays, when a lot of the music is coming out, is just like trawl through a lot of crap on Bandcamp. There is so much stuff on there. I'm sure you know yourself. But I was very happy to find your track here, and there's some really nice other artists that we've got coming up as well. So why don't you tell me just a little bit about yourself? Like, I know you said you're based in Sweden right now. Are you originally from Sweden, or?
No, I'm from Scotland, the Orkney Isles, actually.
Oh right, so way up there.
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
Right. So how do you find yourself in Sweden? Similar climate, I imagine.
Yeah, pretty much. I've kind of travelled around Europe a bit the last few years. I was in Spain, then Poland, now in Sweden.
Okay.
So yeah.
How?
That was.
I was going to ask because from what I understand, you write and record everything yourself. Is that right?
Yep, everything. Yeah, I write everything. I don't record the drums or play the drums, but I write the parts usually.
Yeah. So you've got yourself a little setup that you're able to travel with, or you've kind of hunkered down in Sweden now, and you've got everything set up finally in Sweden.
Yeah, it's only really been like the last year I've been kind of properly recording, and I've got my kind of setup at home.
Lovely.
Here in Sweden.
So using like drum samples at the moment, like Superior or something like that.
No, I write the drum parts in like BFD3, I think it is.
Yeah.
And then I get a session drummer.
Awesome.
Actually play the parts, and
that's
sometimes
great.
they elaborate on them and stuff.
Welcome surprises, hopefully.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the style that you're writing in. I see you kind of post a few of your tracks on kind of the similar groups that I'm on, some of the post / math / all those types of groups on Facebook and things like that. So how is it that you're coming to write in this style? And particularly, I noticed that there's a fusion of some electronic elements in there as well. Maybe you can tell us a bit about how that sound of yours came about.
Yeah, sure. I kind of broadly describe music as like post whatever, bit of math influence there as well. I like messing around with time signatures. I came from more, I guess, like quite a common story, came from more heavier metal kind of background. Just getting into kind of different genres of metal and stuff. And then gradually over time I've kind of mellowed and gone more into like the post rocky textures kind of stuff.
It does tend to happen as you get older. I remember listening to some particularly brutal metal in my younger age, and my parents saying you'll grow out of it, and I was like, no, I've been listening to this forever. And now I'm listening to like Bjork and stuff. So it does happen that way. And what about the electronic elements? So that is, particularly the track that we're going to listen to tonight, that's pretty heavy on the synth, isn't it? Like, is that just something you were playing around with, or is it something that you've been really into and you wanted to incorporate?
I think it kind of started with synth bass because I have a bass guitar and I can play a bit of bass, but I wouldn't really call myself a great bass player. So I started experimenting with some synth bass, like the sound, like the effect I could get with it, and just kind of went from there and trying out different sounds. This track, it really all just depends on the track. That's the thing. I haven't released like an album yet because I don't really feel like I have definite like this is an album of songs that all sound the same or have a similar vibe. It's like I get an idea, find the best way I can to develop it, and just go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you about that. Like, what are your plans? Is it just, I guess I was going to ask about an album, but you kind of answered that. So is it just to kind of develop your sound a bit more and just try and find something that you can kind of consistently say, this is my sound?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've just, yeah, like I said, I only kind of really seriously started doing it for about a year, after playing the guitar for a long time. But yeah, so I've just been kind of trying to refine, or yeah, find a sound, find something that's a bit unique, a bit different before I kind of go into that, yeah, like maybe creating something, yeah, bigger or concrete, like an album. Or
Yeah, I mean, it's quite nice nowadays anyway. It's more acceptable now to be releasing a track at a time and just kind of build up a little bit of an audience that way. So is there anything like, so the track called Ride the Dystopia, any significance to that title, or is it just something that came out of the sonics of the track?
yeah, it was more just the kind of general vibe and sound of it. Yeah, I guess also just like the times we're in, kind of interesting, weird times. It's a
Yeah.
kind of just the vibe of, I mean, we're all, I don't know why have interest in like post-apocalyptic dystopian kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's more of a kind of just try and ride the wave of dystopia rather than get destroyed by it.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think what we'll do next is listen to that Dystopia, and thanks so much for joining us. It was really nice to chat to you, and glad to have you and hear about your story.
No worries. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Take care,
on.
mate. Have a great evening. So that was Lawrie from Aftermath, and we're going to listen to his track "Ride the Dystopia." Let's go. I was just saying to Lawrie in chat how I thought that sounds like the perfect album opener to me. It's just kind of completely sets the scene. Don't know if you agree with me on that, but I think it's just kind of, I don't know, ready to take you into something otherworldly. Next we have